Um, Now, here's a few. This is just, I was thinking about making tissue boxes, and I was experimenting with various designs, because sometimes working them out mathematically, I never get it right, so I have to actually do it. So these are all little experiments, and instead of throwing them out, I just sewed them together. So isn't this crazy? And look at the bottom. Those are just black and white stitches, that were varied, but they're all the same length. Isn't that cool? I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I like it. There's also, you can get plastic canvas in the shape of a disc or in the shape of a star. So I got disc and I did it in black, and then I did this. And I learned that there's a little problem if you try to make a circle, and that you get this bulge here where you sew them together. So in the future, what I did was I left 3 rows blank and then overlapped them and then sewed 3 rows to 3 rows. And that way it holds together more. So that was a mistake, but I learned. But anyway, look at this pattern. This is based on a style of needlepoint called Bargello. And if you want to see real Bargello, it's Bargello. Go to Wikipedia and look it up. But this is actually pretty easy to do. You just have to have your yarns together, like which yarn, which different colors are you going to use. And then you do 1 row, and then you do the same length stitches on top of it, and just keep with the same length stitches, and it'll keep that weird pattern that I have here. Now, I have another Bargello I did, which, give me a second. Okay. This is not plastic canvas, this is mono canvas, but doesn't that look nice? And those are all basically the same length stitches, except when you get to the end. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but it feels good and everything. As I said, they sell discs. They also sell stars. And I made this. See, there's a star in the bottom. And I just made the sides with all different colors. Isn't that nice? Okay, let's see. I also, with the round ones, I tried cutting it into a donut. This ended up looking more like a tire than a donut, but that's something you can do. You can just cut it up. I tried making the circle into a little box. The problem is if the top and the bottom are the same size, it doesn't close right. By the way, here's a thing to do if you're making boxes. Take a piece of felt and glue it to the bottom, because the other side of the plastic of the needlepoint doesn't always look good. Okay, I got a few more things for you here. Oh, yeah. Isn't that interesting? Now, I'm not going to explain to you how I got this all together, because that's rather complicated, and you can email me if you want to know. But the short story is that there is a box in the middle. Of course, it doesn't have any yarn on it. It's a skeleton. So, and then I sort of connected them all. And yeah, this is funny because I just sort of did this willy-nilly. I didn't plan what I was going to sew on these. But I think it came out really nice, didn't it? See? I don't know what it is, but after that, oh, here, I decided I wanted to do something bigger with the same idea. So I made a study of it by doing this. Now, as you see, I want to point out that if you want to make something like a Christmas ornament, you're probably going to have to do it twice and sew them together. But anyway, so this is what I came up with. Now, That's interesting. It's not, I don't like it so much, but I want to point out, look at the cross stitch here, the half-10 stitch here, and the satin stitch here. They're all done like that. And I used various colors. There's red, there's green. So anyway, it was an experiment. It was, and this actually, I figured out how to put this thing together. Finally, I want to show you something, I did when I was first doing needlepoint. I learned that brick stitch, and immediately what came to my head is, why don't I do my church, which is United Church on the Green. It's a historical brick church in the center of New Haven. And I did this really big project. Here it is. And it's, see, that's the back. That's the front. Let me tell you, doing the steeple wasn't easy, and see, it's starting to slide. There. Sewing diagonal things together is not really easy with plastic canvas. This is all needlepoint except for that little dome, which I had to use some styrofoam to do. And that's about all I have here to show you. This was all done half-10 stitch, goblin stitch, cross stitch, brick stitch, and edges. Really very easy stitches, and it's just a matter of creativity and figuring. I don't want to tell you too much because I think you should figure it out and enjoy figuring it out the way I did. So thank you for looking at my work, and thank you very much, and enjoy. I hope you all find needlepoint projects you can enjoy doing.